China, a place known for good food, a rich and cultured history, and gacha games. There is a lot of interesting things about China, but one of the least discussed, at least by the general public, is the incredible high number of exponentially preserved fossils, especially in the location. That is the focus for this video, the Jehol Biota of northeastern China. The Jehol Biota is a window into an ecosystem during the early Cretaceous, being famous since the early 1990s by providing the fossils of early birds, mammals, and feathered dinosaurs, all wonderfully preserved, and all thanks to the unique tamophony from the volcanism provental past, given the present fully articulated skeletons and well-preserved soft tissues. Fortunately, the Jehol Biota doesn't just provide excellent fossils to look at. The exponential preservation of the Jehol fossils gives us rare information for the Cretaceous vertebrates. Early feathered colours, feeding behaviours, and their reproductive behaviour can all be attained through the Jehol Biota. Even backgrounds of the Jehol Lake, along with fossil preserves, give insights for the interactions between environment and the evolution of life. All of this is fundamental to the understanding of the ecosystem that arose there, from the Jurassic to the early Cretaceous.
So, first things first, you need to understand why the Jehol Biota is so important. Firstly, it's a Lagerstätte, meaning it's a site of exceptional preservation with soft parts of animals like their feathers and skin imprints preserved really well, allowing for some incredible insights. This obviously includes what you'd expect, dinosaur and pterosaur fossils, many of which having preserved feathers and skin imprints, but also mammals, insects, lizards and fish. Now this alone would be impressive. Having a few exceptionally preserved species of a variety of different taxonomic groups can give a ton of information about the environment. But you're probably asking, how many species have been found here, right? Maybe you're thinking there's about 20, 30, maybe 50 at most. Well, think again, because there's been, as of 2010, 141 distinct species found spanning across 121 different genuses. Although this is rather strange, considering that the biota was a primarily forested area, which isn't exactly a place well known for preserving fossils particularly well. But we'll get back to that later.
One of the most noble creatures found in the Jehol Biota is the Cynosuropterus, a small theropod dinosaur from the early Cretaceous. And thanks once again for the external fossils found, the chromatophores, cells that give things like feathers their colours, were still preserved, and their shape indicates that this little guy was covered in ginger feathers with a ginger and white bordered tail, similar to the ringtail lemur. Not only that, its habitat can be discovered due to the content found within the lizard's stomach, giving us insight that lizards lived in an open habitat, despite most of the other Jehol's vertebrates present a strong tendency to live in forests instead. There are also several other interesting species, such as the Incisivesaurus and the Microraptors, which provide some of the hardest evidence towards the relationship between dinosaurs and birds. Then there is the largest known species of feathered dinosaur, the Euantherus, which has some of the highest estimate place it to have grown up to 9 meters in length and over 1,000 kilograms.
Now obviously there has to be something going on here that led to so many fossils being so exceptionally well preserved, especially in the forested environment. To begin with, the area was highly volcanically active, with large amounts of basalts and breccia attributed to being formed during the Mesozoic era. There were also a lot of sedimentary rocks like siltstones, mudstones, and sandstones. But back to those volcanoes. An eruption from one of them could result in large amounts of ash and soot being launched into the air, which would, of course, eventually settle back down. This could have led to the bodies being buried under the ash, protecting them from the elements. The high carbon content would have also created an anoxic environment, meaning very little oxygen, being hostile to the microbes that would break down the body. In addition to this, an area that recently went through an eruption would not be safe for most scavengers to explore, and this would protect the bodies even more.
Thank you for making it through the video. We hope that we've given you a general understanding about the Jehol Biota and its importance, even if it ends up being just one thing. If we have done more than inspire your curiosity and want full knowledge, please visit these sites and articles for further reading on the topic. And once again, thank you for watching.